This your boy Rbee. Um, it seemed like it took Drake a long time to recover from this stuff, man. Right, I got him pulled up right here. Um, him and Kendrick. Uh, him and Kendrick. Says release date. Okay, the man got hidden. They got hidden album release dates, man. Listeners, he got you fans just going crazy on breaking ice. Look, it's ridiculous. Y'all want y'all want Kendrick to come up with like gimmicks like this, right? And this ain't even about. It's this about Drake, right? Um, let me see, complex. What is this? Pro Max. Oh, they got that. Um, well, it's like I'm getting stuff to my phone. Let me straighten it up. All right, hold on. Complex. No more passwords. Okay. Look. Let me get that out the way. So Drake got y'all chipping down ice, and I don't know what to say about it, but is it a good gimmick? I feel like Drake been out. I ain't gonna say he been out the spotlight. Like what everybody else said, hip hop need Drake, right? Hip hop made like 15 billion. I don't know what it did the year before, but it made like $15 billion just based off mainstream artists. One thing I can say is streaming have totally dismantled the music industry. So the headliners, most of the people that's selling their catalog is because they don't really need it. Because once you made streaming, like it's like allegedly like stealing from the artist. That's how I feel about it. But a person like Drake, Kendrick, they can withstand them blows. You know what I'm saying? Like David Banner said about streaming, you became a slave again. That's what you did, pretty much, when it came to signing up for streaming. It was good. It's good for the record label, but it's not good for the independent person. But I'm gonna go back, like with this Drake. It's been a long time for Drake to drop an album. I'm saying it's probably been the longest, right? But he got the gimmicks of breaking ice and bringing ice out. So you can do that when you got that type of money. You can just bring out ice and have people breaking it, right? In my heart of hearts, I feel like Drake is black and Canadian, right? My children is black and Canadian as well. But what I'm saying is, I feel like he took a different approach when it came to the beef, right? It's a different approach. I never seen an approach like that ever. We talking about lawsuits and things like that. I understand though. I understand how he looked at it. He looked at his public persona. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was attacking his character. I understand that, but this is hip hop. It's compatible. That's what it is. Far as what Drake doing for being gone so long, do I think it kind of messed up hip hop? In my heart of hearts, I don't think it really messed up hip hop. I feel like hip hop was still thriving. I just feel like streaming kind of messed up hip hop a little bit, like having a market and bring out like gimmicks or bring out merchandise to sell your album. I think that's the biggest takeaway from hip hop. I'm sure hip hop artists will survive and the music business will survive, but one thing I can say is the indie labels, like with people that's doing open mics and trying to figure out they way into the music business, it's going to be harder for them because of the streaming services and things like that. And you don't make enough money, so people got to resort to gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? I think hip hop have always been like, I'm not gonna say gimmicks, it always been like styles. You know, you had people with different styles, and they brought their own style. Like Wu-Tang, they used to wear the mask. Tupac with the bandana. You had Busta Rhymes with the antics, all these type of things. But when it comes to the Drake, right? They say top three, whatever, of their generation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was kind of hurt. And this a live broadcast, bro. Like if y'all in the chat, I know there ain't too many people in the chat. They disabled it. I don't know what they did with that, but I have to figure it out. But what I'm saying is that I kind of lost track of what I was saying. But everyone had gimmicks. I feel like Drake was a little bit more hurt. I feel like he was hurt. I'm not going to say everybody else did. You know, the people that feel like he one of the greats. Yeah. But I feel like he took it a different route as far as lawsuits. I never seen that in hip hop history, like lawsuits about a song, right? Because I remember listening to battle rap. They say everything. Eminem, when he got on the track, he said everything. It wasn't nothing until they started doing legislations. He couldn't say certain words. The SEC or whatever didn't want you saying certain words. But I feel like the things they said Drake was doing, I don't know, allegedly, going behind his homeboy's back, talking to their girls, DMing their girls. I think that's some rich shit. I ain't gonna lie, like rich motherfuckers do that type of shit. If you look at most of the rich people, right, they into that lifestyle. They into having different chicks. They into having different relationships. That's how I look at it when it comes to that world. I'm not in that world. I'm not rich. I'm not a celebrity. I am a podcaster. I am a gamer. I am a brand creator. I am a photographer. This is what I am. And I'm a operator, like a machine operator. So I don't know anything about that world. But that world is different compared to a regular person's world. The average person, the average Joe Schmo. The average Joe Schmo, y'all might be talking about me or somebody else. But what I'm saying, in that world, when it comes to money, they play totally different. It's not even the same. I've been around people with money. I've been around people that don't have money. They play totally different when it comes to money and when it comes to what they like and what they don't like. So I look at it like with the whole rich then a bitch situation, they gonna have gimmicks. They're gonna have multiple women. I don't know if women have multiple men, but it's a lot of stuff when it comes to being rich. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be honest with you. If I was rich, right, before I met my wonderful wife, I don't know if I would even got married. Just because me being wealthy is going to give me access to everything. So something like this what Drake did, drop the ice in Toronto. Now he got the whole Toronto backing him, right? The whole Toronto. A country. One thing I realized, Drake played with antics and he said, okay, I'm going to have a whole country backing me, right? But I see people that's in the United States won't even back a ham sandwich, right? Won't even back they people. Like some of they local people, they won't back them because one person in their own town probably can go platinum out of their trunk if they had the backing from their people and the support. It seemed like only when you get rich, you really get the backing you need far as merchandise and selling albums and selling things. So I feel like the gimmicks play a part. I feel like with Drake, I wouldn't have went the lawsuit route, but I'm not Drake. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say some light skin stuff or whatever, because that's what people always say. It's it's a light skin stuff. It's this, that. It's just, I feel like Drake in his music, he show you that he's emotional, a little bit emotional, right? and can be kind of a little bit hardcore. Just saying the people that he's surrounded around. Like I used to live in Georgia. I know how Georgia get down. I know how Georgia is like a tight knit community. So him hanging around Future, him hanging around Thug, him hanging around all those people. When I was living in Atlanta, Atlanta was Atlanta. So Atlanta, the people that came from out of town, you can merge with them, but you won't hear a lot of music from other people out of the state. You're gonna hear a lot of you back then. I heard a lot of Gucci, a lot of Jeezy, a lot of Ti, a lot of Luda. Um, I heard Outkast, all the stuff that was in Atlanta. The stations played majority of their music, so they rocked with the artists. You know what I'm saying? So this thing with Drake is something different to me when it came to hip hop. You know, and when I get on these panels on TikTok, they talk about Drake. They talk about Drake as being a great, right? I say this, that great Drake is a great artist, right? I'm gonna say great artist. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like he's a great artist, right? And everybody always go back to the ghostwriting and the reference tracks, right? I'm not even gonna go into the aspect of things about reference tracks and all that stuff because I feel like when you're in the studio setting, because I used to do music, um, no one was like writing for me or nothing, but we had people that was in the studio that had good ideas. And they'll be like, oh, look, check this out. They lay a hook. And then you go and say, okay, I'm going to use that part in my verse, or I might use that for the hook. That's just what being in a creative bubble is. Like you might have a jam section with a lot of artists, different artists. This is what people don't understand. It don't take one man, right? When you want to make it into music and when you want to make it doing anything, I don't give a damn if it's selling coffee. When you want to make it, you need a team. See, people always think they can make it. See, where I'm from Joliet, Illinois, right? I'm from Illinois, right? Like 30 minutes from Chicago. I'm in Chicagoland. So, the aspects of people having a team, I'm not saying Chicago, but team is more important because if you think about it, right? Most of the companies got boardrooms and they got shareholders and things like that. One thing I learned, me coming up in the music business, as far as the local scene, everybody wanted to get paid and they didn't want a team. They wanted to use their ability as making beats or rapping and not have no team backing them. They think they can do it by their own because they ain't want to share no money. See, I feel like when you don't want to do that, it's like crabs in a barrel. You like, oh, I don't want to share none of this. I feel like when it comes to me, we all can get rich. If I'm running a business right now, like a podcast or something like that, and I got a team of people, I got a person that's running TikTok, I got a person that's running Instagram, I got somebody running a camera, someone giving me some news clips that I could talk about or anything, that's a team. So most of these podcasters may be running things by themselves, but once they get rich or once they get to the point where they can pay somebody to help them, then it's a different thing. But let's get back to this Drake thing. Look, I'm not no hater of Drake. I like Drake music. I like Kendrick music. I like Cole music. I like music personally. I just like music, right? But I'm going to say this. The way people are going at it with Drake, like far as I'm going to break the ice and I'm going to do all this, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild to me to see that. But I'm older, so the younger generation is way different. Like they rock with Kanye West all the way, right? They rock with him. He can sell out shit still. Like, and Drake can sell out everything, right? I'm not here to bash the man at all. All I'm saying is this. I never seen it in hip hop going do a lawsuit with somebody. I never heard of it. I never heard of it. But hey, to each his own. And that's really what I got. I don't know when the album's dropping. It's gimmicks like, oh, you break the ice, you find out when the album's dropping. My personal prediction, Drake might do first week just because the gimmicks and things that's going on and the merch and the vinyl. I'm going to say estimate at least 400, 400,000. I seen whack 100 on one of no jumper situation. I'm gonna say 400,000 first week. 400,000 plus merch. Then the bounce back probably crazy. But I will never agree with people saying hip hop like died or was dead. No, hip hop was still thriving. Cole just dropped the album, it was tight. Then you had you know what I'm saying? You had what you call it? The casino drop. That was decent. It was a couple albums that was good, but I'm saying the lower people, you would never even see them drop. They would never be a headliner to the point where they got all the money. But there was a couple albums that dropped that was decent at the end of the day. Sorry about my phone. But I'm going to give them 400,000 first week, merch, vinyl, things like that. And, you know, you going to come with his gimmicks. Then right after that, run the tour. That's all I got for y'all today. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok. All you have to do is go to the search bar in TikTok and put in Rbee, and you'll find me. I'll be talking all that political shit. But not on here, man. This something about entertainment and things like that. I'm going to give y'all the big ups. Until next time, yo. Salute to everybody. Peace and love.